Hello everyone, Keith Schweigert here from lanksports.com with your 2-minute drill for Friday night's LL League Section 3 clash between Elco and Pequea Valley, which will get underway at 7 o'clock in Kinzers. Elco comes into this game still smarting from the 40-14 beating they took against Lampeter-Strasburg last week. It was one of those cases where they just ran into the wrong team at the wrong time. It was the first loss of the season for the Raiders. They're 5-1 overall and 2-1 in Section 3. But that loss also damaged their standing in the District 3 AAA power rankings, which are used to determine the 16-team field. They got knocked all the way down to number 8 with that loss. So what happened last week? Well, like I said, wrong team, wrong time. Lampeter-Strasburg is 3-3 in the season, and all 3 of those losses came to very good teams. The last was a 14-13 loss to Lancaster Catholic. So I think it's safe to say the Pioneers had some frustration to work out, and boy, they vented against Elco. They totally shut down Elco's offense. They totally shut down quarterback Aaron Aki, who makes the whole thing go, and they just dominated that game from start to finish. But make no mistake, Elco is still a very good team. They have one of the league's top offenses. They average 372 yards and 52 points per game. That's up near the top in both categories. And that's despite the fact that the LS held them to only 14 points last week. Aki is a really good two-way threat at quarterback. He has 1,262 yards and 17 touchdowns through the air and 527 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. So he can do it to you both ways. And I think that's just going to be too much for Pequea Valley to handle. The Braves are 1-5 overall. They're 0-3 in Section 3 play, and their biggest issue has been their defense. They've given up 426 yards and 39 points per game, which ranks them right either at or near the bottom in both of those categories. Sure, they can move the ball. They have a good offense. Ben Myers, their quarterback, leads a passing game that puts up almost 1,500 yards already, but they just can't stop anybody. And that's what it's going to come down to here, in my opinion. The only way Pequea Valley can pull off what would be a monumental upset is if they win the game into the shootout. Their offense might be good enough to pull that off, but their defense just can't stop anybody, and I don't think there's anything they can do to stop the Raiders from scoring at will here. I think there could be some fireworks in this one, a lot of big plays, but I think Elco will make more of them, and I think they win the game. We'll see what happens on Friday.